Welcome to another edition of Tide Talk with Webb. Let's jump right into it. We have 12 early enrollees this week. 5 of them are 5-stars, which is absolutely huge. Among them, we have running back Najee Harris. This kid's a home run threat. He'll play as early his first year. May not be a home run threat the first year, but the second year, this kid's going to explode. He's awesome. According to Rivals, he's the #1 athlete in the country. We also have the #4 offensive lineman, Alex Leatherwood. He'll probably play early. Linebacker, Dylan Moses. The kid's a stud. Watch out for this wide receiver, Jerry Jeudy. This kid is absolutely amazing. Big, fast, got soft hands. He's a home run threat every time he touches the ball. I think he'll take double coverage off of Calvin Ridley. So that's going to be a huge, huge thing for the passing game to stretch the field, and that's going to open the run up for us. Quarterback Tua Tagovailoa. Huge haul for the Tide. Absolutely huge haul. This kid can do both. He's a dual threat guy, the #1 dual threat guy in the country. Absolutely, absolutely amazing. He will also push Hurts to be better at everything he does. Both guys will push each other, and it's only good for the Tide. We have 7 other early enrollees: 4-star wide receiver Tyrell Shavers, 4-star junior college defensive lineman Isaiah Buggs. This kid's amazing. He's great. We need him for depth, big time. He'll play early and make a big impact. We have 4-star JUCO offensive tackle Elliott Baker. He'll play early, make a big impact. We also have 4-star athlete Chandarius Townsend, 4-star tight end Major Tennyson, 3-star defensive back Tyreek McDonald, and long snapper Thomas Fletcher. Welcome to the Tide, boys. Okay, this weekend is a big recruiting weekend for Alabama. A lot of guys on campus. Most of them are committed. Some of them are not. We have a lot of guys that are uncommitted out of Louisiana. We could make a sweep of Louisiana. They're not trending late with some of these guys that we're going after, some of these big recruits from Louisiana. So hopefully the Tide, some of these guys, hopefully we can kind of pull some of them away. Out of the 5 that are going to be probably on campus, I hope to get 2. If we got 3, that would be a home run. But I think we're in good standing with a lot of these guys. Let's run down some of the Alabama commits that will be on campus this weekend. Kendall Randolph out of Madison, Alabama, is an offensive lineman, 4-star. Probably play guard in college. He won't visit anywhere else. He's a lock for the Tide. Markel Benton, linebacker out of Phoenix City, Alabama, 4-star. Canceled a visit early to Georgia due to some surgeries he had to have. We also have Mac Jones out of Jacksonville, Florida. This kid, we definitely need him again for depth. We have to have him. He's got a rocket arm. Obviously, he's somebody Saban really wants because he went and visited him this week with a helicopter. So, kid's special. We also have Christopher Allen, a linebacker of Baton Rouge, Louisiana. This kid's a huge pickup and a big commit for the Tide. He visited LSU last weekend and remained solid at the Tide despite LSU's late push. This kid is everything you want in a linebacker. Fast, big, can stick on the point of attack. So this kid is a must. We've got to have this kid in this class, and he's already committed, so I think he'll stick with the Tide regardless. Kendrick James, a tight end out of Waco, Texas, 3-star. He's definitely solid for the Tide. Cale Byers, defensive lineman out of Fayetteville, Arkansas. 4-star defensive lineman. We need this kid. He's having academic issues, so hopefully that gets cleared up and he can get into Alabama. Let's go after some of Alabama's targets here we're looking at. We're trying to get, and they'll be on campus as well this weekend, LeBron Ray, defensive end out of Madison, Alabama. He's a 5-star. He got the 7A Lineman of the Year. This kid would be a huge pickup, and we've got to have depth on that defensive line. Like I said, this year is a huge year for defensive line depth. We've got to have a lot of these kids. I mean, it's going to be crucial for our success the next 3 years. We have Henry Ruggs III out of Montgomery, Alabama. He's a 5-star, well-deserving. We're also battling Florida State and Penn State. This is going to come down to the wire with this kid, I got a feeling. Devonta Smith, a wide receiver out of Amite, Louisiana. He's a 4-star electric receiver. We're going to be battling Miami and LSU for this kid. I'm not sure. I don't have a read on this kid. I don't know what he's thinking. He's real quiet. Fendarius Mathis, defensive lineman out of Monroe, Louisiana. There again, we need linemen, defensive linemen especially. So hopefully this kid will go with the Tide. We're battling LSU and TCU for him. And Todd Harris, a defensive back out of Plaquemine, Louisiana. His father said he's confirmed this visit this weekend with Alabama. Nick Saban visited him last week and his family. Hopefully that makes a big difference. And hopefully he'll commit to the Tide. Here's some other guys that we're also going after. And hopefully, like I said, I mentioned before in the last podcast, Chris Henderson out of Miami, Florida, defensive back would be a huge haul for us. This kid, Nico Collins, he's not going to be on campus, but this weekend he's playing in the played in the Hula Bowl with Tua, our other quarterback commit, and he's a huge kid out of Pinson. I can't get a read on this kid. I don't know where he's going. Battling a lot of schools for him. Aubrey Solomon's another guy we're after out of Leesburg, Georgia, the 5-star. He took his official visit to Alabama last fall. We're also battling Michigan right now. He's trending big with this kid. Hopefully he stays in the South, preferably at Alabama, but we'll see. Another kid, Juris Parks. He can play linebacker or defensive lineman out of Sebastian, Florida. He's somebody that we really want. He's got the it factor. A lot of teams want him. We're making a huge push for this guy. Saban wanted to make an impression so bad he showed up at his place to visit with a helicopter. I'm going to go back to one linebacker, Chris Allen, that's committed to us. They asked him in an interview, what was it about Alabama versus LSU? Since you're a hometown kid, why would you want to go to Alabama? And he said, well, usually Alabama winds up beating LSU every year, and that's a big selling point for a lot of these Louisiana recruits. So the number of wins we've had over LSU over the last few years has been paid dividends in recruiting, and we're seeing it even now. Even some of the recruits are coming out and saying it. This kid is very firm to Alabama. I don't think he's going to be swayed by LSU. I would be highly surprised if he did. Everything I'm seeing and the reads I'm getting off this kid, he's a solid commit to the Tide. Okay, let's get back to something I kind of touched on last podcast. I still think Alabama's in very good shape after losing Marlon Humphrey to the draft early. I think that we're in good standing. I think that we'll be fine. Everett's coming back because he only got a second-round grade. A lot of times when you get a grade that's a little bit low like that, which a lot of people say, well, second round is not low. Well, a lot of times when you get that reading, you'll go to the draft and they'll push you back to the middle of the third, early fourth. That's a lot of money. So if he comes back, he knows he's going to make that much more money. We also got to think two of the biggest questions secondary-wise: who will step in at cornerback opposite Everett, and where will Fitzpatrick play? Fitzpatrick began the year playing cornerback and nickel before moving to safety when Eddie Jackson got hurt, and so we had to switch some things around in late October. Brown was another guy. He was the team's nickelback in the final 7 games. He can also play cornerback. He's a guy that can do a lot of different positions in the secondary because he's so talented, big, and he's fast. I know he struggled some in the national championship game, but heck, when anybody plays 99 plays out of 100, you're a little winded there. So he's going to be a stud next year. He continues to improve. I got a lot of faith in that kid and Tony Brown. Even though we're going to lose Humphrey, we'll return 5 of the 6 defensive backs from the secondary that played after Jackson got hurt. So there isn't guys that played all year, but there's guys that played significant time, which is going to pay dividends in this coming year. So a lot of people on paper are going to think it's going to look weak. I, on the other hand, think otherwise. You got to think we also have Shemai Cotter and Nigel Knott, who played a whole lot this last year. They're going to be playing a lot this coming year, and they've got experience. All those guys got experience after Eddie Jackson got hurt. So it's a good thing. It's going to be good. Here's some early predictions for the SEC West in 2017. I know it's early. Let's go ahead and throw it out there. I'm going to say that Alabama is the king until knocked off, until somebody proves otherwise. I say that we have to replace a lot of top-notch defensive talent. That's a given. But I think we're going to be okay. I think if we can lock down and make a sweep in the state of Louisiana, we're going to be fine. Heck, if we can just get half the kids we're going after that are uncommitted in Louisiana, I think we're going to be good and still lock down the guys that are committed in the defensive line class, especially this year. The only team I see challenging us right now in the West is LSU. Obviously, they have the talent. Auburn's going to make a step forward. I know a lot of Alabama friends are like, boo. Well, it's true. They got the kid from Baylor, Jarrett Stidham, if I'm saying that right, to play quarterback. He's the real deal. He's very good. He can run and throw, but he's really not that fast of a runner, so he's more primarily a thrower, but he's got a rocket arm. And I think Texas A&M, they seem to collapse every year in November. Kevin Sumley's still in the hot seat. It's back and forth with him. Who knows what's going to go on there? Mississippi State, got to give it to the Bulldogs, man. They got a great quarterback in Nick Fitzgerald. He's a keeper. I don't know where in the world they found him. They found a diamond in the rough with that kid. He's really good. He's going to keep him in a lot of games. The only problem is they got to replace 7 starters on defense. That's going to hurt big time. Big time for them. The Arkansas Razorbacks, they were horrible on defense. Very soft on the lines last year. I don't know if I see that improving because their recruiting is not lights out. And I haven't seen a big improvement over the last 2 years in those areas with them, so I don't know how they're going to do. Ole Miss, they have one of the best quarterbacks. I think you'll see them be phenomenal next year, but they're on the verge of collapse. You got the NCAA still going on with them. They came off a 5-7 season last year with a good bit of talent. They're going to be in some tough areas this coming year. They're going to struggle a lot. If you have any predictions, type in below in the comments what you think, and I'll talk about them in the next podcast. Let's do some little odds and ends of the year, little facts that I wasn't even aware of until I looked into them. Do you know that there were 0 SEC Defensive Lineman of the Week awards won by Alabama players in 2016? That's amazing to me. I mean, didn't we lead the nation in rushing defense, scoring defense, and we topped the SEC in sacks? But yet, we had no Defensive Lineman of the Week awards during the 2016 season. Something doesn't seem right about that, does it? And another weird fact I pulled up that was kind of strange was SEC team won at least 10 games this season, which is Alabama, which posted a 14-1 record for the year. This is the first time since the year 2000 that the SEC had only one team reach 10 victories. Now, I want to get a little soapbox here. Come on, SEC. Come on. You've got too much talent to have one team only winning 10 games. We ought to be ashamed of ourselves. Come on now. Florida went 10-3 in 2000. In the 15 seasons in between, the SEC had 2 double-digit winners in each 2 of them and reached a high of 6 in 2012. At least 4 SEC teams had won 10 or more games in each of the previous 6 seasons. This is pathetic. Come on, wake up, guys. Bama's a big boy on the block, but somebody else got to bring in some 10 wins, baby. Come on. So, with that being said, hopefully this weekend is a big haul. But anyway, I'm signing out, and I'll keep you all up there. Keep watching, keep liking the videos, and God bless, and see you next time. Tide Talk with Webb, out!